Hello there guys, in this video we'll be looking at global scopes in Laravel 10. So here we're going to discuss about global scopes and what they are. Now if you might have been following my channel, I've implemented this, I've made this blog from scratch whereby I explained how to get started with Laravel concepts. So now in this tutorial, we are going to be looking at global scopes. So what are they and how can you use them in your Laravel applications? Now global scopes in Laravel are, they offer a way to ensure that every query for a given model applies certain constraints. And this is quite powerful as you can add conditions or manipulate the query globally across your application. So meaning it will be applied in every scenario where you are retrieving records for a given model. Now for instance, let's say in our blog application, let's say we wanted to show posts that have been approved by an admin. So in this case, you might add is approved column to the post table. And in this case, so you want to add is approved to the post column. And here, of course, you need to have, for example, is admin. Now, let me show you what I'm saying here. Now, when I come to my terminal here, I'm using Ubuntu in Linux. So let's say I want to access my, let's go to the MySQL. So just go to the MySQL. So here we're going to have this, and then so that is our /bin and then /mysql, and then here we're going to have u, then we're going to have root, and then we're going to have p. Okay, now once that is that way, I don't have a password. So here my database is blog like this. So now when I type the use command, of course I want to access the database, and then here I'm going to use this. I'm going to access the users table within my blog, within my database blog. So here we're going to have select all, and then here we're going to have from, and then here we're going to have the table name. Let me put it in small. The table name is users, and then I'm going to click enter. Now when I click enter, you can see this is the table. We have the ID, the name, email, of course, and the other column fields or the title fields. Now here we have Brian, who is me, who is currently logged into this application, or who is the user of this application. Now you can see here we have there's something we have here. Where is that column? So here we have ID, email, and then we have profile. So what I want to show you is that we have you can see here, this is what I'm looking for. So this is admin. This is a column field that I've added within this table here. And of course you can do that easily by just running your you just come in here to your tables, and you can see the tables here I did was the admin was the users table. So on the users table here, when you access the tables, sorry, it's not there. Actually, it should be here. So when I come here, you can see I added this. So this is how I added. So what you need to do is you just need to run an SQL command or a Laravel command to add use is admin column to the users table, and then you just run migrate, and then of course you're going to have this column is admin to your table, if of course you're following up with this application. So now, so this is admin. We are going to set it is 0. If we want to approve posts, is going to be 1. 0, it means the posts that I've created by Brian will not be rendered on the browser. Now in this case, you can see we already have post because we have not implemented this so far. So what is global scope in relation to this? Because that's where I'm going. So for an instance, in this blog application, let's say we wanted to show posts that have been approved by an admin. Of course, as I've told you, you're going to add this column field, And then once you have done that, what you're going to do, we are going to give this value of is admin to 1. You're going to give it to 1. 1 means that the posts created by this user are going to be shown on the browser, just like we have. But before we do that, we are going to create what we call a global scope, which is going to give those constraints, because even when we now change 0 and 1, nothing will happen. The post will still be there. So what we need to do, you're going to do this. You're going to create so you're going to create a global scope that will include approved posts, and that's how you're going to do it. So what you need to do, you just need to come to the root of your application here. Now where we have app here, I want you to create a folder and then call it scoops, like this. And then once you have created it, you need to just come in here and then create approved, then approved scope. So you have that, and then now we are good to go. So once you have this approved scope, you're going now to begin from here. Now this class, basically I did not find a command for creating approved, that is approved scope.php, just like the way we make controllers and so forth. So what you're going to do here, you're just going to have, I'll copy the other classes, the importation classes, but what you're going to have here, basically you're going to have class approved scope, and then implements, and then you're going to have scope, should be scope like that, and then we're going to have that, and of course this is PHP, so we're going to have this. Okay, so now what do you need to do here? We just need to give some constraints within our application, and this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have public function, and then here we're going to have apply, and then inside here we're going to have builder, and then you're going to have model. So I'm just going to explain this in a second and what they do. Now what we're doing here, we're just setting up these parameters, builder class that we're accessing, then the model, and of course we have model like post.php and so forth. So that's what we are doing here. So that is the functions we are having. Now this function is like that way, and then we are going to have, we're going to say at the builder where is underscore approved. So that's what we have, and then going to have that. So basically that's what we are having. So you're saying builder where approved is equal to 1, and then we're going to get the posts that are approved by, so we are just setting the constraint within the model to get the posts that are approved by admin, or where the admin is 1, and then you're going to get those posts. So whenever you query the post model, it will only include the post where is approved is 1, and that's what we are doing here. So it's just that. Maybe the other ones are the classes. So let me just copy them quickly. Now, so these are some of the classes, of course, including the namespace that you're going to have. And then next, these are the other ones. Okay, now these are the rest of the, so these ones are just comment lines. So for you to understand what is happening. So I just thought it's important for you to have them. So looking at the comment, you can see where we are saying apply the scope to a given eloquent query builder, and in this case we have the builder and then the model, so that we're accessing. So when you query, of course, the post model, it will only include the post that is approved is equal to 1. Now once that is done, now you can go back, save that, and then go back to your index.php and also your showblade, where you want to check if the approved post is equal to, or they are equivalent to 1. So what you're going to do here, for example, on this is the index blade that is displaying what you can see here. So what you're going to do, and of course this is the post controller that is of course displaying with a paginate of 2. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to the index page, and then somewhere here I'm going to use this particular code. So I'm going to say if post, that is if post is approved. So you're going to use that, and then you're going to have these two pipe sign, and then you're going to check the person who is authenticated in that application. So once we check, we are going to, okay, let's first check. Let's check the person authenticated, and then going to have this and out. So we'll have this, and then so user, and then is, so we are checking if the user is admin. Yeah. So basically you can see, actually we needed that. So basically you can see here we are checking the post is approved. So but before that we are checking if the person is authenticated. So if the user is authenticated and of course is an admin, so those posts are going to be displayed on our page. And because here we are using if, we'll need to end this. So we need to come here, down here. So somewhere here we are going to have the end if, like that. Because we are using the if check, we are checking using the if. Let me bring that one there. So that's what is going to happen. So we are going to, and that actually that's all, because now here we have applied the approved scope, which should check if this is 1. Now let's first check our table. You can see our table is admin. Here it is 1. Here it is, sorry, it is 0. So let's go back to this and let's reload this. I think I need to run my, so let me exit here. Let me run this again. So now you can see they have disappeared. Why have they disappeared? Because what we can see here is admin value is 0, and here you can see on our approved scope we have given it to be 0. Let me just get it. So approved scope is this one. You can see here we have now told it to query the post model and check if is approved. Depending that is on the admin, if is equal to 1 or 0, and of course this is 0, so it means that it is being applied. Now how can we display this post back again? So what you're going to do here, I want you to come to the terminal. Now in the terminal I want you to go to the Tinker. Now within the Tinker, what you're going to do here, we're going to set something. We're going to set something, and this is what you're going to do. So you're going to say you want to access the user. Still have these commands here. So what you're going to do here, you're going to say user, and then you're going to access the app models user, of course the user model, where the email is this. And then once we access that, of course we have now accessed the table of this particular user, where this user is found with ID of 1, name, email, and so forth. So what you're going to do here, there's another command here because I typed them earlier. So here we're going to set the admin to be 1. So I'm just accessing the table and setting the admin to 1. You can do it manually by going to, if you're using Windows, you can just go to your PHP my admin and just change this value to 1. So I'm just changing it here, and then I'm going to save this once that is done, and then I exit this, so that when we come back again, let's access the MySQL again, and then I say use blog, and then let me see, yeah, this command is still there. You can see now the value has been set to 1 initially. Now let's exit this and let's run the serve again, and let's see the changes here, and see the values are not the, so actually this is 1, so that means this should be able to display. Oh sorry, now there's something here. We have said let's go to the index. So we have said what we need to do here is that this user is approved. So is approved, that means he's an admin. And in other words, we have to check if he is authenticated. Of course, the value we have changed to 1 for admin, but is he authenticated? Of course, we have not we have not authenticated this admin, so it needs to be signed in. So I'm going to access the login. I'm using JStream for authentication. So this is the dashboard. So now the admin is now authenticated. So it has to check if the admin is authenticated and so forth. You can see now it has checked, and now we can see our blog post have returned again. All right, guys, so that's what I wanted to show you about global scopes. Of course, this is just a starting point of how you can use global scopes. Remember, global scopes, their work is just to add constraints to different queries within your given model, so that, of course, if you want to, they just act as filters when you want to filter specific data. Maybe you don't want people to see certain parts of your code and so forth. You can apply global scope. So you may want to go and check it out in the Laravel documentation. Yeah, so let's meet in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends.